America, interview with Minister Seeley of Barbados. I see
Okay.
you've got the Barbados 50 pin up there. That's 50th anniversary coming up next year, obviously.
Oh, yes,
It's a
yes.
lot. When we spoke on Monday, you said that Barbados was here to get a share of this $50 billion of business that will be happening at WTM. How's business for Barbados the last few days?
It's been going quite well. The reports from our partners is that there's active negotiations going on, and bookings and so forth, forward bookings are looking very positive, and that is indeed quite encouraging.
What's happening for Barbados? We noticed that the numbers seem to be rising. The tourism seems to be doing pretty well, certainly this year over last year. What's behind this fresh impetus?
Well, I mean, there's a number of reasons for that. I think that obviously the fact that our source markets have recovered somewhat. Our major source markets, UK, US, are seeing growth, modest growth, but they're seeing growth. And people are now, more looking to enjoy a vacation than during those difficult years. Canada as well is still holding its own, even though that economy is having its challenges. So that is a large part of it. But we have, done things a little differently too, in terms of how we market the country. We've been doing a lot more work with our partners. We have attracted a lot more airlift. We have been focusing heavily on the accommodation sector, on new investment, on the rejuvenation of existing hotel plant. So there's been a number of things happening, and I guess we're quite pleased to see the sort of double-digit increases that we are seeing.
I spoke to Grenada yesterday, and they said sandals clearly had an impact on the numbers as well in terms of people coming in and the marketing. How much of an impact has sandals had on Barbados?
A huge impact. There's no question about it. Sandals, with its large marketing budget, would impact very positively on our numbers, and in particular, the big increases we're seeing out of the U.S., where sandals is particularly strong. We have seen in some cases, well, year to date, over 20% increase out of the U.S., and that has a lot to do with the sandals effort. And not only is the marketing, but of course sandals drives demand, and airlift follows that. So the increases that we saw in seat capacity from JetBlue, from Air Canada, etc., that had a lot to do with the presence of sandals, and definitely it has had an impact.
Let's return to world travel market, where Barbados is. You say it's really very busy over the 3 days.
Oh yes.
Critical for you has always been the issue of airlift. You've talked about discussions with airlines. How have these discussions been going?
We are in a good place. British Airways is now doing 12 flights a week. To Gatwick, that's a lot of airlift to have from one major player, Virgin, not to be left out of the mix. They have a daily out of Gatwick and are now moving from 2 to 3 flights a week out of Manchester. So again, we're seeing some increases in capacity there. Thomas Cook, of course, now also coming out of Manchester 3 times a week. And day after tomorrow, we will inaugurate the Glasgow flight. We're very thrilled about that. We're going to have from November 7th a weekly flight out of Glasgow, Scotland. Important because even though we do quite well in this UK market, 30% of our business comes from the southeast. So we have to move beyond the greater London area to get more business. So this effort out of Scotland is something actually that I've been trying to make happen for a number of years. So we are happy to see that we've been able to make a start, and my hope is that it will grow from strength to strength.
Any efforts at Ireland where the APD is not a factor?
If I could, I'm sorry.
Any efforts at trying to attract flights from Ireland where the air passenger duty is not the same factor?
We've had some preliminary discussions on that, and definitely, you know, it's a natural discussion to have. I mean, there's so much Irish investment in the Caribbean, in Barbados, in hospitality sector, telecommunications, and so on, and it seems like a natural discussion that we should have, and we're working on that. So I sincerely hope that one day in the not too distant future we will have a direct flight from the Republic of Ireland.
I want to go back to this 50. Anything special tourism-wise being planned for the 50th anniversary?
Well, we want to focus heavily on the diaspora. We have second and even third generation Barbadians who we want to encourage to come home. We have had the discussion with the airline partners and to make sure that we have capacity. A few charter players have even expressed an interest in working with us to make sure we can get as many Barbadians coming back for the 50th, and that would also include the honorary Barbadians. We have a lot of repeat visitors, especially in this country, who would want to come back or to be there for the celebration of the 50th. So we have factored that very much into our mix as we focus on 2016.
So please summarize, if you may, WTM 2015 and Barbados' success.
Well, I think that we are heartened by what we are seeing. Obviously, still cautious in making any overly ambitious projections, but we are in a very good place, and we will continue to work to see that we can build on those gains.
Thanks, Minister.
Thank you very much, Johnson. Good.